Hey everybody! So, Bethesda just wrapped up their conference and I have some things to say about it. So, starting off, I just want to say there will not be a live reaction video for the Bethesda conference. I decided just to watch it and not really talk over it. I don't know what happened mid-afternoon, but I had like a really bad issue with my throat, and as you can tell, my voice is really just dry, so I wasn't really in the mood of doing a live reaction to it, so it's going to be getting a recap for me. But fine anyway. So, started off pretty well. They started off with the brand new Quake game. Seems like Bethesda is really getting into these reboots of franchises, but you know what? That's fine, because Doom turned out really well. And I'm sure with this game it'll be pretty fine. I just, like, the trailer is cool, I just want to see gameplay. Like, that's all I'm hoping to see. Like, that's what I wanted to see. They're talking about in this, like, it's gonna have abilities, and, like, I'm wondering what that's really gonna do in the end. But we're probably ways away from that game. That's probably not till, like, late next year. But, cool announcement. It was a nice way to start the conference off. So they went in and started talking about Quake and other things. Hold on, as you can tell, this one's not as prepared. So they started talking about games that came out last year and all sorts of stuff. So this is when the stream cut off for everybody. It was pretty bad. Whoever was on tech probably somebody probably got fired over that. But luckily it was over the Elder Scrolls card game. Now I'm not really into the card games myself, so I really didn't have anything to say about this. I guess for those who like it, like, hey, you got your game, but I don't know, I've just never been like really big on the strategy card game. Like maybe one day I'll check it out. Like, I haven't actually even played Hearthstone, so one day I'll go check that game out. Like maybe I just need to try it for myself. But Fallout 4 is getting new DLC. It's getting an expansion to the crafting system for your bases. Apparently that's coming next week. We're getting one for building your own vaults. This was actually pretty cool. I did like this announcement with the Fallout 4 DLCs. And there's a last one, if I can skip forward, called Nuka World, which they further elaborated on. It's the final DLC for Fallout 4. And it's going to be pretty much like you going through like an amusement park. It's pretty interesting. I'm liking that. I haven't even played Far Harbor or any of the Fallout 4 DLC yet, so I'm probably just gonna wait until there's a Game of the Year edition or something, because I really don't want to spend like $60 on the season pass right now, which it might go up. I'm hoping it doesn't. It just works. Todd Howard. And then Skyrim Special Edition. So as it was talked about for a while, Skyrim's getting a remaster for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. A cool thing they talked about afterwards is that all PC players who have the Legendary version of the game or all the add-ons, they get the game for free as a free upgrade. So I do like that. So if anybody has the PC version and plays it constantly, well, you just got yourself a free upgrade to it. So that was a cool, nice announcement. So they didn't go on it too long. They just announced it and went on with it. I'm fine with that. So this is when they started talking about. I was really bad. I didn't really write anything down compared to EA conference. Prey. So Prey is coming back. I don't know if this game's just going to be called Prey, if it's going to have another name next to it. But it's coming back. Sadly, it's not the same as Prey 2 as a trailer we got a few years ago. And sadly, we probably not ever get that again, but at least in some form, it's cool. I'm just hoping it looks nice. Like the CG trailer, like, I think over time I've kind of become desensitized to the CG trailers. Like, some of them can be great, but I'm kind of leaning more towards I want to see gameplay. Like the trailer itself, and like, okay, I know this game is coming, it's cool, but I want to see gameplay. I want to see how it's going to play. But hopefully within next year we should be having that. And Doom, of course, getting new multiplayer modes. It's getting some new stuff coming throughout this year. And this is when I went into Elder Scrolls Online. There was something really funny about this part. So, I don't know who it was, but there was this one woman in the audience who was so excited about this game. Like, you could hear her vividly, like, going, woo! And applauding and going like, what? Like, it is very funny, because, like, it's like, I've never seen somebody so excited for this game. Like, I remember seeing this game at launch, and I remember just reading about how it's broken and just not really worth checking out. So either the game stepped it up, but it's like, man, you got the most hardcore fan right where the mic is at, because she's wooing everything. Like, but yeah, so they went into Elder Scrolls Online. It's getting some new stuff, some new expansions. I really, for me, I don't have much to say about that game. I've never played Elder Scrolls Online. Like, maybe one day I'll check it out, but I'm not too like big on it. But Bethesda VR, this is really interesting. I don't know what it's gonna entail. Like, they talked that it's gonna have Doom and Fallout 4 integration, but the way they phrased it, it makes it seem like it's just gonna be here are locales from Doom, here are locales from Fallout 4. You're just gonna be able to walk around them, which the way I originally wanted it to be, I wanted it to be here you're able to play the game in VR. But it looks like that's not going to be happening. It looks like it's going to be more, here's areas in the game you can walk around and interact with stuff. So moving on, this is when they got to the final part of the conference, Dishonored 2. This game is looking pretty promising so far. Now, I never played Dishonored 1. I heard good things about it over the years, but I never really checked it out or looked too far into it. But the gameplay teaser for number 2 has really been interesting to me. Like, I'm seriously considering pre-ordering it, because one cool thing they said is that if you pre-order any version of the game before a certain date, you get a free copy of Dishonored, like, remastered. So I might pre-order so I can get a chance to try out the first game, because what I saw here, it seemed pretty interesting. Like, I like the stealth mechanics. I like all these little moves you can do to avoid combat, and just the art style and the level design and environments. Like, it's all looking pretty nice. I'm just hoping there's some more polish to it. Like, I think some of the animations were a bit on the rough side, like, especially when I moved to the gameplay, when the character's running and doing all sorts of stuff. It kind of looks a bit awkward, but I'm just hoping that it's more that it's still early in development. But it can't be too early, because the release date is November 11th, so they can't be too far. They can't be like too early in development, so maybe it's just that they're still working animation. So we'll just have to see how this goes. But Dishonored 2 is looking pretty nice. And then they announced there will be a collector's edition and some other things for the game. And that was pretty much the Bethesda conference. It was a pretty short and sweet conference. They announced some small things and pretty much just gave their floor plan for this year and starting next year. There was one thing early on that I'm going to go back to, one of the first things in the beginning of the conference, that they kind of left like a little, like, oh, let me go back, I should probably not speed it up. They didn't further elaborate on, they kind of left just like in there as like a little like nod. But when they're going through this little intro and you see the games list, you see Wolf 3D, New Order, Old Blood, and New Colossus, and it's the only one that doesn't have a date on it. What people have been saying is that New Colossus is going to be the new DLC for Wolfenstein. And that's pretty cool. It doesn't have a date on it yet, but that'd be something to look forward to in the future. Like, it's not confirmed or anything. Like, they haven't confirmed it yet or anything, but I'm interested. That could be something pretty cool. But yeah, that was the Bethesda conference. They showed off some games, some stuff good, some stuff that really didn't interest me that much. Mostly the card game and Elder Scrolls Online. If I was to give like day one E3, like both conferences, you already know I really didn't like EA's conference. I thought it was very disappointing, and they really didn't show too much that interested me. Bethesda was much better, but if I was to give it a grade, I'd give it maybe a high C, like merging into a B. Like they showed cool stuff. Like I really liked the Quake announcement. I liked the Prey announcement, but I don't know. I kind of was wishing for more, but hey, it wasn't that bad. I think really what's getting it to me is this last year's conference was really good. Like showing off Doom gameplay was great. Announcing Dishonored 2 was good. The Fallout 4 demo exposition, like that was great. So I knew they couldn't top this year, but they did a good job. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next year for their conference. Like I'm liking this new trend now of Bethesda doing conferences. It's nice to see what they're working on. But yeah, not too bad. Pretty decent conference. So that is it for day one of E3. Tomorrow is the big day. We got in the morning Microsoft, we got Ubisoft, and we got Sony. Now Microsoft is a lot of things, but no, I won't get into it just yet. I'll save that all for tomorrow. So that was my recap of the Bethesda conference and overall thoughts. I hope to see you for Microsoft conference tomorrow morning, as I'm sure there's a lot of things to talk about in that one. Usually those conferences run much longer than these ones. So I'll see you later, and have a good one.